Hello everyone. Today we are going to start our chapter with the contribution of Mendel. So Gregor Mendel, also known as father of genetics, he performed experiments related to genetics under which he explained the mechanism of hereditary processes and formulation of the principle which are known as Mendelism. So let's start with the same. Mendel conducted some hybridization experiments on the garden pea plant, which is scientifically known as Pisum sativum. And he conducted these experiments for 7 years from 1856 to 1863. So he worked continuously to get the satisfactory results. Now, what he did and how he performed his experiments, what kind of steps he used. So we'll discuss about that. So steps in making a cross in a pea. Now when we are talking about cross, we are talking about the mating, pollination. Okay. So he selected the selection of the two plant with contrasting character. Contrasting means different characters. Emasculation, it means the removal of the anther of one plant to avoid the self pollination. Okay, so this is a female parent. Pollination, it means after emasculation, then the what is done? The pollen grains from the selected plant are dusted on the female parent, okay, which is emasculated. Pollination is done, then collection and germination of the seeds to produce the offsprings. Fine. So as you can see over here in this particular diagram also, this is the process which is called emasculation, removal of the anther, and then the transfer of the pollen for pollination, and then these seeds are collected to obtain these particular plants. Fine. Now the question which we use to discuss, what are those 7 contrasting traits studied by the Mendel? So these are the 7 contrasting. Contrasting means which are different. Okay, like one, when I'm talking about the character height, so it must be tall, dwarf. Okay, so we are talking about the two contrasting which can be easily studied to understand the variations, to understand the inheritance of the characters. So these are the 7 contrasting traits, and these are the results of the true breeding. Okay, it means pure plants were crossed together. So the first character is stem height, flower position, flower color, pod shape. Pod is this one. This is the pod. Okay, this is the pod, and the shape, it is inflated or constricted, or we can say full or constricted. Okay, pod color, green or yellow, seed shape, round or wrinkle, seed color, yellow or green, in that way. Okay, stem height, you can see tall, dwarf. The position of the flower, axial, okay, on the axis, and the terminal on the tip of the plant, in that way. So we have these 7 contrasting traits. We must know which one is dominant and which one is recessive. So all these characters, the height of the plant tall, the position of the flower axial, the flower violet color, pod shape inflated one, pod color green, seed shape round, seed color yellow, all are dominating. Okay, so this was all about the Mendel work, like why he uh, like on which particular plant he worked. So Mendel's law of inheritance, where he talked about the monohybrid cross, he discussed about the inheritance of one character. Okay, inheritance of one character. And when we are talking about one character, it means one particular gene is responsible for that. Fine. So before going through the laws, we will talk about the monohybrid and dihybrid cross. So, monohybrid cross means when the cross is involving only one character. When we take one character, when we study the inheritance of one character. Okay, and as we are talking about the cross, so two plants will be used as a parent. So Mendel crossed tall and dwarf pea to study the inheritance of one gene. That is the monohybrid cross. Fine. So before going through the laws, we just want to talk about like why Mendel chose the pea plant. So for that, he have few reasons, like this particular plant, pea plant, is a annual plant with a short life, and other than that it is having many contrasting trait, as we have seen 7 contrasting trait. Self pollination and cross pollination both are possible, as it is a bisexual flower, and it is easy to cultivate. Fine, these are few reasons to select the pea plant. Thank you.